Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the daily live extra. A little bit later than normal today. Ned was locked out, even though someone was in the building. So yeah, not a great start. So let's lay that at Ned's door right now. It is Tuesday, the 3rd of August. I hope we're all good. It's very warm again outside today. Very nice. But it is incredibly warm in the studio, and we haven't got the window open, I've just realised. SR says, hi, Eugene McGeever says, Blues amongst Premier League trio chasing Asensio from Real Madrid, of course. Yeah, that is a story. We'll have a little chat a little bit on that in a minute. Matt Prettyman says, I can't wait for the season to kick off. You've only got 11 days to wait, mate. And there you go. Anthony says, hello, Baz. With the club under financial constraints for the summer, are we likely to be in the same boat next summer unless we sell either Richarlison or Dom? I think if we were done now, if we didn't sell another player this summer and didn't bring anyone in, then I think we'd be in a better position next summer because quite clearly we haven't really spent anything this summer. So 1 year would drop off. 1 year of losses would drop off. So obviously we haven't added to the losses this summer. So next summer we should be in a better position. Also a couple of big earners drop off as well next summer as well, which always helps. So yeah, we'd probably be better off. I think without a shadow of a doubt, we're gonna have to get into a situation where we buy low and sell high. I think if we sold Richarlison next summer, say, and I'm using him as an example because he's the one that people feel is the biggest draw. So if we sold him next summer for, I don't know, 70 million quid, then obviously we could go out and buy, you know, players worth up to 140 odd million or something. You could really turn the squad around by doing that one sale. But Everton have to get into a situation a bit like Leicester. You've got to get into that situation where you've got assets to sell every year or every couple of years, and then you reinvest it and you get stronger. The only way Everton turn it over or turn it round more is by finishing higher up in the league, being on television more, brings in extra revenue, getting better sponsorship deals, because we're full at Goodison. We sell out every game. You know, every game's a sellout. Season ticket holders. So as far as the stadium's concerned, they're doing all they can. So it really is a case. The way the rules are at the moment, and listen, I've bemoaned the rules constantly this summer because they're pathetic. It's unfair play. It's not financial fair play. It's financial unfair play. So unless they change, and they may move, there may be some movements, but it mightn't be in time for this summer. But they have to change. But for Everton, until we get to Bramley Moor, which obviously a bigger capacity, more corporate, generally a more exciting thing to be part of, for sponsors and everything else. Until that revenue streams go up and up, we're going to be in this situation, because what Everton have tried to do since Farhad Moshiri come in, and you can't blame him, he's tried to do it quickly. He tried to put a lot of money in to make us jump 3 and 4 steps. The issue's been we haven't had the right manager to do it. And so when you're saying to players, we'll give you 150 grand a week to play for us, but you're not really bringing in enough money that warrants them getting that 150 grand a week, after a while things catch up with you. And so what Everton are on the process of doing now is trying to turn it the other way, which is bring it all back in line, and then have the money that way. If it was how it was 10 years ago, Everton would be able to spend and spend and spend until the owner went, right, I've spent enough now, I want results. But we'd never have this, and you could gamble more in the old days, like if it was the old days 10 years ago. But if it was, say it was 2010 when City started really doing it, they were getting players in because they could offer big money, because the owners there going, I'll prop it up, don't worry, keep them coming. And by getting better players with a manager in place, they were able to bounce through 3 and 4 stages of a club's development and get to where they were. And then by the time the rules come in, because Platini was fuming, Portsmouth had gone under, by the time those rules came in, Man City were already established and up the ladder. And so when they pulled the ladder up for the likes, Liverpool were established in there, obviously, Chelsea, Arsenal, United, Tottenham to a certain extent, although they've done it slightly differently, Spurs. By the time they were in there, they were saying things like, we want more of the money as well because we bring more fans in, we get more eyes on the product. But not only did the ladder come up, but we started giving more money to those teams. So the gap just went financially. And it can be breached. Leicester have proved that. So you have to do it right with good recruitment, good wage structure, manager that works hard and improves players. And what Everton have done, sadly, since we got the money, because the landscape had changed by the time we were taking over, we've got people like Ronald Koeman in, who really was just thinking about Barcelona. He wasn't really asked about Everton. And that went wrong because he just wanted players who were 28, who were established, because he thought to himself, if I have 2 good seasons, Barcelona will want me and I'll be out of here. I don't care about longevity of this club, of this team. And so we bought players that we probably wouldn't have bought with a more forward-thinking manager. He went. He messed it up. He went. We ended up trying to give David Undre a go. He didn't do very well and put us in real trouble. So we ended up having to go and get Sam Allardyce, which was obviously no one wanted. We bought Walcott and Tosin, 2 short-term projects again. Big money. Then we got Marco Silva, and that didn't work out, even though he was a young coach. And then Ancelotti comes in, and then we have a global pandemic. So, but in the meantime, we've given players huge amounts of money. And so it's pushed us to the line, across the line, really. So the only way we get back to being able to do what other teams are doing is bring everything back. And it's probably why the club are looking, James is in the title. It's probably why the club are looking to get James Rodriguez out. 190 grand a week for a 30-year-old that doesn't play. I mean, I love him and I hope he stays, but I can understand why they're looking the other way and going, well, if we get him out and get some money for him, or we get a player like Rafael Leão in, then not only will Leão be on less than half what James is on, we've got a young player who's more likely going to play than not. And it enables you then, it frees up another 5 or 6 million in the budget then, doesn't it, to be able to go, well, now we can stretch to that because we created this big space in our budget. But we've got the headline there, James out, Rafael Leão in. It's come from Sports Witness and Calcio Mercato in Italy, so it isn't the most reliable, of course, as I said yesterday. But it's worth a chat because this has bounced around. We know George Mendes is James' agent. We know that Mendes is Leão's agent. We know that Mendes wants to place Leão in the Premier League. And James talks about going to Italy. He spoke about it on his Fortnite stream the other night, or whatever he was playing, Call of Duty, whatever it was, on Twitch, talking about wanting to play in Italy. So then he's played in the top 5 leagues in Europe. So there kind of is some credence to the story. Or certainly it's a plausible story. Everton have monitored Rafael Leão for a couple of seasons. In fact, looked to him when we bought Moise Kean. It was kind of like a toss-up between him and Moise Kean, but I just think Milan had got there before us on that one. So we went for Moise Kean. Leão is a talented Portuguese player. He plays in wide areas. He's not a prolific goal scorer by any stretch of the imagination, but he does create opportunities. He creates chances. He's at a good age. So if Everton were offered that would be an attractive proposition, I would suggest, because Leão is only 22, just turned 22, 6'2", quick. Like I said, creates opportunities from wide areas, can play anywhere along the front 3. Like I said before, he's more of a creator than a goal scorer himself. But I suppose if you were playing him in a 3 with Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison, and you had Rafael Leão off the right, he's not left-footed, which is one of the things Everton want, but he does play in that area. He also can play right through the middle as well. He's quick and strong and direct. So, you know, it is, that would be an attractive proposition. Whether there's anything further to it, I don't know. It's the reality of it at this moment in time. But that's where we are. You know, James Rodriguez, whether he can do the stuff Rafael Benitez wants, I don't know. If you're a patron, you'll have seen our video yesterday on it, speaking about it. So, you know, it is what it is with that. So we'll have to see what happens. But Rafael Leão is a good player. He's a talented player. And it would be an acceptable deal, I think. Everton may want just money in for James, 10 million or something, plus his wages off the thing. That may enable him to go and get 2 or 3 players by amortising contracts and the creation of space within that wage bill. So we'll have to see what happens there. Neil Kilburn says views on Socios. I don't know. I'm not even going to. I don't even know what it is. I've seen Everton thing yet before. What, a long chain partner or something? Yeah, no idea. Thomas Peckham says, "How are we, mate? Hope you're well. Just seeing if you've seen it." Yeah, I've seen the stuff about Matheus Nunes. This was another story that hasn't gone away. Everton have watched them for a number of months. It looked like it was going to happen at the end of the season. It looked like it was going to happen even without Carlo Ancelotti. And then once Nunes came in, once Nuno rather was linked with the job, and obviously he's a agent. He's at Gestifoot, isn't he? Which is Mendes's company, I think, or he's got certainly part of that company. Nunes is a client of theirs, so it kind of all fitted together. But at the moment, it's not. It looked like it got so far, then it stopped. Again, I've seen the stories in the last 24 hours that it's progressed, so we'll wait and see on that one. Ethan says, afternoon, Baz. Afternoon, mate. Haley says, still can't believe Rafa wants James out, Baz, and is happy to keep players like Iwobi. I don't know whether he's happy to keep Iwobi, Haley. If nobody's interested in Iwobi, then what can we do? He's still got 3 years left. I think the thing with James is, and I don't want him to go, but I understand why Benitez might be looking at him and going, well, he's not going to work. He's not going to put the work rate in that I want my team to put in. And like we all as fans want to see them working hard. So I can't guarantee him he's going to start every game. And therefore, if him leaving meant Everton could bring 2 players in of better quality and fill the positions they need, then maybe that's why they're looking at it. But he's still here at the moment, so we'll have to wait and see. I could sit here now, Haley, and go, I want Delph gone. I think we should probably listen to offers for Gomez. John Joe Kenny out the door. We should listen to offers for Iwobi. You know, you can start picking your way through the squad like that. You know, Yerry Mina or Michael Keane, choose one. I personally like Mina, but is he fit enough? I don't know. And you could go through it like that. But unless somebody comes in with a bid, what can we do? We can't force players on other clubs. If other clubs don't want these players, Moise Keane, if other clubs don't want these players, then what can we do? You start then looking at who are the most saleable, who are the ones that other clubs do. I think if Moise Keane would have gone to PSG, then maybe that would have meant James didn't have to go anywhere. But as it happens, Moise Keane hasn't gone. And Everton, I think, we're banking on that 40 million or 35 million coming in, because that means they could have extended it to 100 million and brought Rafa Benitez another 3 real quality players in. But if that hasn't happened so far, might it still happen? Of course it might. The window's open till 31st of August or 1st of September, whichever it is. So all that could still happen. There's no question about that. But it's just whether Everton can wait. I don't know. Adam Hockenberry on the super chat. Nice one, Adam. Says thoughts on career links. I just got here. Not sure if you've touched upon this yet. No, this one's was bouncing around. Joaquin Correa at Lazio was bouncing around over the weekend. I've just seen something now, Adam, actually, that says he's now wants to stay and fight for his place at Lazio. So who knows? Again, it's a situation where these players might go, actually, I wouldn't mind having a little crack at Everton in the Premier League because I want to go to the Premier League. If we ain't got the money, same with Leon Bailey. Leon Bailey, if Everton would have had expendable income now, Everton would be now in the fight for Leon Bailey. But quite clearly, we haven't got the money that is required to get Leon Bailey, or we haven't got room in the budget to go and get Leon Bailey. So we've had to take a back step and let Aston Villa have a free run at it, which is devastating in some respects. But what can we do? You know, these are the rules and we have to play by it. So Korea's another one of them. Everton might have looked at him and gone, yeah, and the agents offered them to us, and the lad himself might have been like, I fancy England. But if you're him and there's nothing forthcoming from Everton, what do? Do you stick it out and go, no, I still want to go, in the hope that we get some money from somewhere or some room in the budget? Or do you go, I'm going to fight for my place, knowing the window is still open? So I don't know, Adam, is the thing. That also knows that we haven't really got the money to go and do that. Or we haven't got the room in the budget to go and do it, is a more accurate description. Joel Malone says, hey Baz, hope you're good, my birthday today. Happy birthday, Joel. The best present will be James announcing he's going to stay. Moza 036 says, all right, Baz, hello everyone, buzzing for the season to start feeling positive again. Good. Stephen Lloyd says, if we don't get a right back and a playmaker, we will finish mid-table or lower. I don't think you can say that, Stephen. I do agree we do need a right back, but I don't think you can say we'll finish mid-table because, again, I've said it many times, after Leicester, everyone's much of a muchness. Everybody. Eugene says, will Kane turn up at Spurs anytime soon? Well, no, because Spurs and City are not negotiating now, are they? I think he's made his position quite clear. So I imagine it'll get done to Man City. And then Grealish apparently is going to be done by Friday. So drop a nice 250 million on two players there, and we can't spend 15. FFP, though. Best league in the world, the Premier League. Jason Mixup says, hello, Baz, hope you're good. Just a quick one. What is the deal now with the right back? Love the channel, mate. The deal is Everton are still looking for one. Denzel Dumfries still isn't dead in the water. But quite clearly, Everton can't come to an agreement with. It's more likely to be the agent now than the club. So we'll have to wait and see. Tom Clark says, if you could buy one more player, who would it be? It's a tough one, that, Tom, because we need a right back. But I'd still go and nab Bailey if it was up to me, because I think he's a game changer. So I'd have to say Bailey, but we do need a right back. Seamus can't do it for the season. Lockie White says, apparently Leão needs convincing to join us from Milan. Surely we don't want people at our club that need convincing to come here, if true. Well, we don't know if it's true, do we? If it is true, yeah, we want people who want to come here. So we'll have to see. But yeah, if his attitude wasn't very good, then we wouldn't want him here, would we? Don't forget, give the Footy Show channel a subscribe. We'd appreciate that very much. Subscribe here if you haven't already. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up as well if you're enjoying the stream. Thank you. James Dunlop says, my mate who's a Red tells me Rafa likes players who work hard, and James isn't that type of player. If he's not in Rafa's plans, then fair enough. Well, that's the thing, isn't it? It's the thing is, if Rafa Benitez has a game plan for Everton, and that game plan involves the players working hard and doing the game plan to improve them and to improve us, then we can't really have a go, can we, Adam? We can sit here as fans and go, we love James Rodriguez and we want to see him and he's great and he's there. But what can we do, really? The manager will have a way of playing. We can't think we know better than the manager, can we? All right, sorry. Let's rephrase that. He's the one that has to pick the team and get the best out of it. It's not us. So therefore, you have to allow him to get on with the job. If he's give James Rodriguez the opportunity to get himself fully fit this pre-season and he hasn't, then that isn't really on Benitez, is it? It's more on James. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Bill says, I Baz, any truth in Nunes links? But they've been bouncing around for a while, Bill, haven't they? Everton have watched the player. I think Everton liked the player. But in terms of any kind of deal being done, I think it's as it was, unless it's changed in the last couple of hours. So we'll have to just wait and see. We'll have to just wait and see what happens. He looks like a player that could do well for us. He travels well with the ball. Nice passer of the ball. Gets in the box, which is something we need. So if Everton could get him, I think it'd be a positive thing, but it's whether we could get him. Andy Campbell, good afternoon. James Broffman says, afternoon, Baz. Are you confident that a few new faces will be here for the season opener? Also, seeing your debate on Twitter, 100% agree with you. Dom to Spurs is a sideways step. Yeah, for me, Dom to Tottenham is a sideways step. And that's not me having a go at Spurs. Just right now, Spurs are in transition, aren't they? There's no doubt over the last 10 years they've done better than Everton. It'd be ridiculous to think anything else. But prior to that, they hadn't done anything better than Everton, really. But at the moment, they're just about to lose the reason why they've been so good for years. He's about to go to Man City. So I don't know whether Dominic Calvert-Lewin would see it as a step up. People are like, oh, a big stadium and in London. Well, I'm what? West Ham have got a big stadium. I'm playing London, are they a step up? Really? So I just think if Dominic Calvert-Lewin leaves Everton, it'll be for someone like Chelsea or Man United rather than at Tottenham. I might be wrong, but that's just how I see it. James says, all right, Baz, do you reckon Richie looked a bit goose towards the end of the Brazil? I didn't watch it, mate. I didn't watch Brazil this morning. Went for a walk and went on the bike and stuff, so I haven't seen anything this morning. But they won, didn't he, Ned? Yeah. I don't know. Theory. Fair play. Connor Lane Smith says, Baz, would you say Leão has a similar profile to Moise Keane? He's better in wide areas, Connor, I would say, than Moise Keane. I think Moise Keane's more of a forward, centre forward. I think Leão can play through the middle, but can operate out wide as well. Both young players, both gambles, aren't they? So, Adam Lilford says, given our precarious position with FFP, the boxes to tick for players to sell best are this. Players who cost nothing, players on massive wages, players who are consistently not playing games. Given James ticks every box, as good as he is it not best to part ways? If we are to give someone the best part of 200 grand a week, the very least we should expect is someone who can be called upon regularly. Yeah, I mean, that's all the arguments that when you're building a team that you would use as negatives. The thing is, James Rodriguez is a fantastic footballer, can score goals, can create goals. So you have to try to replace that if you get rid of him. The manager's probably looking, thinking, I can't rely on you to be fit every week. You're getting paid a lot of money. I can't rely on you to work as hard as other people. So therefore, you're one I will be prepared to let go. And it's not just Rafa Benitez, it'll be the club as a whole. Marcel Brands will be in exactly the same. It was exactly the same reason why they let Wayne Rooney go, Brands, when he came in. He looked at Wayne Rooney and said, 32, 31, you're on whatever it was, 150 grand a week. We want to play a different way. As good a player as you are, and he was Everton's top scorer, don't forget at the time, I'm prepared to let you go because your wages coming off the wage bill gives us room to go and do other stuff. And that's why I let Wayne Rooney go. And that's why Brands will be looking at it now. Don't forget, this was very much a Carlo Ancelotti signing, not a Marcel Brands signing, James Rodriguez. It goes against a lot of things that Marcel Brands wants. So for him and Benitez have probably sat down and gone, James Rodriguez, fantastic footballer, can't rely on him, can get him off the wage bill. It creates 10 million in the wage bill, which is huge. And we probably get some money for him, which is big as well. So we can bring players in and take a big chunk of an earner who's not playing every week off the wage bill. Excuse me. And that's how they look at it. We're different as Evertonians. We look at it and go, a fantastic player, I want to watch him. I want to go to Goodison in 11 days and watch James Rodriguez in front of a full Goodison. I want him to experience playing for Everton in front of a full Goodison Park. Will I get that? I don't know. Do I understand why Everton might be looking to let him go? Yes. Do I want it to happen? No. But do I, if someone said to me, right, if James doesn't go, we don't bring another player in. Or if James goes, we've got room for 2 players, what would you do? You just go, right, forget it. We'll stay with what we've got and we keep James. It's a tough one. And that's the balancing act because of the Premier League rules that Everton are having to do at the moment. Jake says, all right, Baz, really hope we don't sell James. One of the best players I've ever seen at Everton, 100%. And it'd be sad to see him go. For us to make signings, I would be tempted to let Keane go for a couple of million lower than we originally wanted. Otherwise, I don't think we'll progress. But no one's bid for him, Jake. It's not like PSG have come in and gone 35 million and Everton have gone, we want 40. It's not like PSG have come in and gone 30 million and Everton have gone, we want 40. They've not bid for him. They want to take him on loan. Him going on loan doesn't help us, really. Not the way we want to be helped. We want that money to come in so we can then go and spend it. Paul Gold says that we need to get a right back. In fact, it should have been done already. Well, they're trying to, aren't they, Paul? Without me sitting here defending them, because I'm not, but they are trying. But you're right, that is an area. We've needed a new right back for 2 years, but we've needed a right back that was going to push Seamus. But now Seamus needs to be the backup, and he'd probably say that himself. Jim says, Baz, do you reckon we'll need a negative test to get into the Southampton game? Just thinking it won't be too difficult to find 38,000 negative Evertonians. It's a good shout. Prediction on where we will finish with the current squad, Baz. I think we'll be in the hunt for the European places, with this, even if we never signed another player this summer. With this squad, Everton will be in the race for the European places because we've got a better suited manager than what we had last year. We've got Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Richarlison, and we've got goals in them. If the current squad now means James is still there, which means another half a dozen goals, chances created. We've got Damari Gray and Andros Townsend, who we didn't have last season. I think the defence will be tighter than it was last season. I think if John-Philippe Gbamin stays fit, the midfield stronger than it was last season. So there'll still be an area of concern at right back because there was. So I still think Everton will be in the hunt for Europe, whether or not they bring anyone extra in. But we do need a couple more players. There's no question about it. And I'd be going against everything I've been saying since April or March of last season. We need players in this summer with power and pace. Gary Rimmer says, hello, Baz. I was with you in Swiss for the pre-season game, so good luck for next season from Gary in France. Is right, Gaz. I remember it, mate. Were you walking your dog? You walking your dog? We saw you in the car park, didn't we? And then went and had a bevy. But top man, nice one, mate. Sophie, you were the one you stayed there for about 10 days, I think, didn't you? We had a chat in the car park, top man. Soph says we need to sell Richarlison to get a right back. No, we don't, Soph. We don't. What's harder to replace? Richarlison's goals and his assists, or certainly his goals and his direct running, or a right back? If worst came to the worst, we'd just play Mason Holgate there with Seamus Coleman, and they'd just divvy it up between them. Not what I want to do, but selling Richarlison isn't the answer to get a right back, definitely not. Jonathan says, hope we get Dumfries and Nunes. Last of the Corinthians says, we need to fix the whole wage bill situation, and if it means selling Rodriguez and allowing others in, then so be it. That's the one, isn't it? James 15 says, keep James, don't get loud, save money and promote Broadhead. Okay, James, everyone, each to their own. Joyce says, Peyton isn't allowing me to join, what do I do? What do you mean, Joyce, not allowing you to join? Ask Basic or Dark Art. Basic's in the comments. He'll give you some more advice on Patreon just while I'm on this, but nice one. Human says, what happened to Gomez to Benfica? Nothing, because no bid came in. There was a link by journalists. If they do like, I know that they inquired about him, but if Everton won £10 million for him and they offer £1 million, or they only think he's worth £1 million, why would we sell him? Basic Trigonometry says, give the stream a like. Nice one. Tommy Tucker says, getting depressing this transfer window. Brands and the board mismanaging the past transfers, resulting in no money to spend this summer. it's going to catch up with you on one stage, isn't it? Scintillating Skills says, how many goals do you predict Keane will get if he stays? I say 5. I think Keane could score goals for Everton this season. I really do. I'm not saying I'd keep him, but I wouldn't be against it if he stays, because I think there's something in there, definitely. He's not good enough to... I've seen people say sell Dom and play Keane, because he's not as good as Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Will he be in 2 years? Probably. Or possibly, rather. But yeah. Tazul says the pressing transfer window so far. Is it? I don't know. I'm not sure. A month still to go. So I don't know. Mark D says this season we've saw contracts of players over 18 million plus leave the club. Next year, players on contracts of 19.5 million will leave. This is the problem. Bad decision on players. Yeah, defo. And we've got to get better than that, haven't we, as we move forward? 100%. Fast Eddie says maybe Rafa will finally replace Lukaku. Bobski says, I think Brands has had to back down a lot because of the manager and Mashiri. Now the club recognise what he's been talking about the whole time. Possible, yeah, possibly. Johnny says, no, sorry, that's a thingy. To the Orifice says Rooney was on 150 grand a week. That's crazy. Well, he was on 300 grand a week at United, so he took a 50% pay cut to come. Also, it was him with a deal, wasn't it? So... yeah, it didn't bother me, to be honest. And his goals got us out of trouble at Koeman and Unsworth, I suppose, put us in. Or maybe not Unsworth, but Everton put us in by not appointing a manager straight away when Koeman was sacked. Johnny says, last week it was reported. Johnny, honestly, right, they've missed 100 off the James reported wage. I don't even know where that come from, but it was nonsense. He's on nearly 200 grand a week. Tazul says, let's start a petition online to keep James. Nope. John Jones says, you are right, Baz. We can get rid of all the dead wood and still finish 10th or keep James and have a hero. But at the end of the day, John, what can we do? What can we do? It's not down to me, is it? I love James Rodriguez. I want him to stay, but I'm just telling you. I'm just letting you know where we are with financial fair play. So if that's what we are and we can't do anything, right, then what do we do? Do we just keep him? Then if that's the case, everyone should be happy then with the squad. As long as James stays, people should be happy with the squad because there's no more other money to spend at the moment. There's other players who we want off the wage bill, isn't there? There's players we want out the club, but nobody, right this moment in time, nobody is interested in Andre Gomez, Alexander Iwobi, John Joe Kenny, Moise Keane, Fabian Delph. No one's interested in those players. Everton would sell all of those players, probably Michael Keane and probably Yerry Mina they'd sell as well. I wouldn't. I love Yerry Mina, but again, fitness plays a part. And Cenk Tosun. You know, don't forget, we had a deal with Crystal Palace with Cenk Tosun that it was 20 million in the summer and he'd done his knee in. And then we had a deal last season for 7 or 8 million in the summer with Besiktas. This summer gone, or what we're in, and he'd done his knee in again. So he's another player that's going to just waltz out the door for no money unless we can do some kind of deal with Besiktas where we say you can have him for 2 million now or something, but just take him. Anthony Patrick Annett says, get 2 players in, Baz. If it means James goes, so be it. SR says, if Spurs come in with 75 million for Dom, would you expect? Nope, no chance. Can't get rid of the player who scores all our goals. Just can't. Can't gamble with goal scorers. If they come in May and you've got the whole summer or you can plan for it, then yeah, getting rid of them now 2 weeks before the season, 11 days before the season starts, not a chance. Felix Pereira says Sporting buying the replacement for Nunes in Ugarte. So it looks like Nunes is coming. See. Adam says, we've proven we can take on the so-called top six. It's just about showing that consistency. Absolutely. A&C Production says, I'd take Hammers leaving for us getting Dumfries and McNeil. Fair enough. McNeil isn't for me, but I know that some people like him. Where are we? Surely Kenny is better than Holgate. He's not though, is he? He's nowhere near as good as Mason Holgate. Holgate didn't have a very good season last season, and he was still better than Kenny. The year before, everyone was talking about him being the best defender we've got. So, we'll have to see. Dan Boy. He's played off the left as well, Dan, for Lille. So we can play anywhere up across the front three. That's what I've just said to you. I'm not saying that will be the deal, mate. I'm just reporting what is out there today. Everton might look at Raphael Leão and go, nah, actually, we don't want him. We want Hammers to go to you for money so that we can spend that money. Tim says, Baz, if the window's shut tonight, I'm confident we'd be all right. We will be all right. It's what's mad is that people give so much kudos to other clubs like Arsenal, Spurs, West Ham, Villa, Leeds. Oh, I've seen loads of people. They're going to be miles above. Why? Why is Spurs going to be miles above us when they're about to lose Harry Kane? Makes no sense. They weren't miles above us last season, and yet we'd won 2 games at Goodison from December. 2 from December, and one of them was the last home game of the season. So I see the top 4 being the top 4. I think Leicester are probably just a little bit better than everybody else. And after that, they're all much of a muchness. And that means for me, Leeds could easily finish 6th as 14th. Villa could do the same. Arsenal could do the same. Tottenham could do the same. Everton could do the same. West Ham could do the same. That's how I look at it, because that's what it is to me, the Premier League. It's not very good. People have a mad thing of like, it's this and it's that, and you're years behind these teams and all that. It's nonsense, as West Ham have just proved. Seen someone saying hello from Pakistan. So hello, it's gone dead quick and I can't find you. But if it was you saying hello from Pakistan, hello. Scott says, I think Benitez is happy with wingers now Townsend and Gray have come in. He desperately needs to sign a right back. Yeah. Ken says, good players in the Championship. Why is everyone obsessed with £50 million players that give Everton nothing? It's all about doing the thing, isn't it? It's all about doing your homework. And that's what Everton have done with the likes of Townsend and Gray. They've done the data. They've looked at the data. Rafa Benitez has looked and gone, Dominic Calvert-Lewin's brilliant in the air. We need more accurate crosses. Andros Townsend, most accurate crosser in the Premier League, always free. Oh, and he works his bollocks off. Let's get him in for nothing. And if he's in the team, we'll get Dom chances. Damari Gray, loads of potential, hasn't fully filled it like a lot of other players, but he's 1.6 million quid. Let's take a chance on him. If he does all right, you can sell him for 10, or if he does good, you might not want to sell him and you've got him in your squad or team. That's doing you the correct due diligence on buying players. What we've done is what seems some people do on not only social media, but if they've played FIFA or whatever, and just go, he's good, we'll have him. He's good, we'll have it. And all of a sudden you collect players. You don't know what to do with them. And then they're sat there, and then other teams see you not playing in your team, not doing what they did do when they do play, and they walk out your door for less than what you bought them, or for no money at all. And Everton have done that too often. Davy Klaassen, buying Vlasic, buying Gylfi, buying Wayne Rooney, all players who played in the number 10 role, and then going, oh, actually, we don't know what to do with these, so they depreciated straight away. And we've done it for Iwobi. Oh, Alex Iwobi's played for Arsenal, so he must be good. He's only young. We brought him in. Where are we playing him? Don't know. Because Richarlison's good on the left. Doesn't play on the right. The number 10, we can't because we've got someone in the number 10. Wasted money. Now he's depreciating. Nobody wants him. He's only 24. He's an international footballer. He's played for Arsenal. He's played for Everton. Everyone, if you went and offered him round teams, they'd just be like, nah, not really. And that's because we haven't followed the data. And Everton have got to start following the data, which tells you I'm buying a player that does what you need them to do, not just because you've seen them doing some good skills every now and again. It's got to be people you need in your team. Abdul Bastard says, hello, Bas from Pakistan. I'm a right Toffee. Hammers news is scary, but could still be an opportunity if handled right. Absolutely, Abdul. Mark D says, over 600 watching and 132 likes. It only takes a second. Mark G says, hit the like button. Basic Trigonometry says, what Mark said. Man United game on Saturday will be a good marker of how we're going to set up and play this season. Should be an interesting one. That's from Tazul. Absolutely. John Jones says, Man United, Liverpool, Arsenal, Spurs fan channels are suicidal and we would love to be in that position. So what does that tell us? What it tells us is it doesn't matter what anybody else is doing, does it? Liverpool fans go into meltdown every week. We work in the same studio as the Redmen. They come off their socials and are just like, what is going on here? You know, we only had 3 corners and people want Klopp sacked. We wanted fat. It's mad. You can't look at anybody, absolutely anyone else. You can only look at us. Bobby Dempster said, if you'd told us all there'd be no right back for the first game, we would have laughed, would we? We might still have. There's 11 days till the first game. But we'll see. Liam Bentley says, I'll cry if we sell Richarlison and Hammers. I'd definitely take Anthony Martial on loan, hopefully a right back, and I think we'd have a very decent squad. I just don't see us selling Richarlison. I don't see us selling Hammers. Well, no, Hammers I do. But I don't see us selling Richarlison right now. Delamere Bear says, exercise those freeloading thumbs and give the stream a like. A thumbs up. Cheers, Delamere Bear. Top man. Or lady. Johnny says, no way Hammers leaving has anything to do with brands. 100% Rafa, sorry, but that's clear. Okay, Johnny, I'll bow to your knowledge, mate. But I can tell you right now, James Rodriguez, Marcel Brands didn't want him last summer. It's everything that Brands doesn't want in a signing. But you want to put it on Rafa, sound, mate. I'm not going to disagree with you or argue with you. It's entirely up to you. I just know for a fact that Brands didn't want James Rodriguez and still doesn't really want him either. Stephen Lee says, can't wait for the season to start. Lewis says, if we could sell someone to get Leão, who would it be? Well, it'll be James, but I don't know whether Everton would go after Rafael Leão now, just as a player, if that makes sense, without something else being involved. Billy Gilmore is available for loan. Well, he isn't. He's on loan at Norwich for the season. Yeah. Let me do the last few patrons because these aren't liking enough. So the likes are getting swerved, so are them. And our patrons pay, so they get priority. Would I take Jesse Lingard? Was one of them. No, even though he was excellent for West Ham in the second half. He was brilliant. He really was. But I just don't know whether... I don't know whether coming here he'd be able to do the same thing. I don't know. But he was brilliant for West Ham. He really was. James says, personally, I believe we'll sell Kenny and just get Dumfries in. Maybe, James, but we need someone to come in, though, don't we, for Kenny? If someone come in like 3 or 4 million, then Everton would probably be able to use that in the budget to go and get Dumfries. Or if Raiola would stop asking for big top-ups on top just for himself, the deal could get done. Right, last couple. Where have I gone here? Where have I gone? Richard says, signed up for Patreon yesterday. Thanks for the content, lads. Sign up, Blues. Top man, Richard. Appreciate it, mate. Astro says, you won't regret it. Loads of fun. Boss content. Mark G says, nice one. Join us for the lives. Terry McAllister said, afternoon, Baz, are you confident of if a decent sale is made, then the club will still move for Dumfries, or do you think other right-backs are on the tables? Dumfries was identified while Carlo was there. There's a chance Rafa will want someone else. But they're still in there for Dumfries, says. So, yeah, if the money... It's again, Raiola is a big obstacle. Like he is for a lot of deals. Everton still have an interest in him. Benitez, I'm sure, would look at Dumfries and go, is he good enough defensively? Because there is that question about him. But we'll see. Astro says there is emotion and then there are facts. We all have strong feelings about shifting the deadwood, but the fact is no one wants them, and why would they? Needs to take precedence over wants. I want James to stay, but we need a new right back and another player to shore up the squad. It's business at the end of the day, and for too long we've been crap at it, and that's why we have to sell to buy. Absolutely spot on. Mark G isn't loving some of the interaction on YouTube, but that's fine. That's fine. Where are we? That's going on there. What is wrong with Kenny? Says it's John Jones. I just don't think he's good enough, mate. I don't think he's quick enough, and he's only got, 10.5 months left on his deal. Dean Gossard says you're looking forward to going to match. Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to next Saturday, definitely. Ian says, do you think Ellis Sims has a future with us? I don't know, is the answer to that. I think another half a season on loan I'd like him to have gone for the full season on loan, but he's injured, I think, till the end of September or mid-September. So maybe nothing will be done before the deadline. So therefore, he'll be training them, I imagine, every day with the first team. So Benitez will have a look at him there. Hopefully he does, because it'd be nice to bring a striker through, wouldn't it, who has come through the ranks again. I know we got him from City when he was 16, but he's come through the ranks, and then we get him into the first team and he does well. Fingers crossed. Truvera says, any news on Tyler on Yango? Just that he's in his rehabilitation period. I think he's doing better than what they hoped, like quicker. But I haven't seen anything that's really said he's flying and he's training with the first team again. Anthony says, great show again, Baz. Cheers, mate. Lewis Jones says, Baz, I have a season ticket and I went Arsenal in a ballot. Now I have nothing to look forward to but the Everton game. But that's good, isn't it, Lewis? That you're looking forward to the game next week. Equality, mate. John Jones says, brilliant, Baz. Cheers, mate. Peace out. Nice one, mate. And Harry Barber says, you think Gordon will go out on loan? Possibly, yeah. Possibly. Just depends what Rafa Benitez thinks and his coaching staff. So, let's see. Right, that is us done. We've done longer than we intended. So thank you all for joining. Thank you, the ones who liked. Thank you, the ones who disliked. Quality to really go on to something you don't really like and press the thumbs down. Outstanding. And thanks to all our patrons, as per usual. We'll see you tomorrow. Take it easy. If you're a patron, we'll see you live at 5 for the Q&A with John Blaine. Take it easy. See you after.